It's about that time. Thank you for joining us for another live segment of Dialogue with the Doc, where we discuss candid conversations outside of the pulpit. Now let's give it up for the host, Dr. Audra.
Hello, social media. Hello. Let's see who's on tonight. It is your girl, Dr. Audra, and we are so excited to be back with you with Chit Chat Girlfriends Edition. My homegirl, my bestie, has decided to come back and do some more episodes with me. So do me a favor, share, like. If you're on here, let us know that you're on here. Put your name in the comments. It's okay. We want to talk to all of our friends tonight. So I won't delay because this is a combined show. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Coach Keisha on here so we can get ready to have some fun. Listen, after all of the grief that has been going on in South Florida for this last
My
week.
Lord Jesus. Yeah.
First of all, you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah. And so I thought it was, we were going to start earlier this month with the chit chat. And I was like, I almost canceled it tonight because I'm like, South Florida is grieving.
Yes.
I said, let's come on. Let's have some fun. Let's bring some live to the people as well as some information. So you guys know Coach Keisha. She is definitely not a stranger to Dialogue with the Doctor. It's my girl, my bestie, and we talked about this last year where we talk a lot and we have some real good conversations, right, Fred? We have some good conversations, and so we be deep, and so we said we want to let the world in on some of these conversations. Hello, Kamisha.
Hey.
All right. Hello, Queen. Thank you for joining us tonight. And so we're excited tonight to talk about, I would say, a very controversial topic. We bringing you guys red flags.
Yes.
Red flags.
Top signs.
Circuses. Well, I will honestly say, I'm going to be very candid tonight, right? I will honestly say, I believe in my younger days, I probably was a little bit more naive to red flags, right? And me being, the little woman of God that I am, sometimes I think as Christians, we do most time override red flags because we feel like we got to do the Christian thing. And just because it's a red flag, we want to demonize it. But I don't want to go too quick, too fast. So let's do this. Let's show our cups. Okay, I got good vibes on tonight. Good vibes.
I got boss lady.
Okay, boss lady. Come through, boss lady. Come through, boss lady. So do me a favor, guys. Start tagging all your girlfriends, all your boyfriends, all your cousins, your brothers, because we want to talk about red flags tonight. I want us to really have a deep conversation because as I began to kind of do some little research about red flags and what they look like and what they are, friend, the list was so long.
Yeah.
Like, it was a long list, right? And so I'm like, okay, so we'll start with 13 tonight. Let me tell your name of 13. We're going to start with 13. So we're going to start with 13 red flags that I looked up. But of course, there was some list that said there were 50. There was one list that said it was 100.
My Lord.
And then there's some, you have to know personally for yourself what are, talk about that. Like, could it be something that could be a red flag for me, but not a red flag for you?
Right, exactly. Because there's just some things I think we all have different personalities. We all have things that are non-negotiable, things we don't really want to deal with. And so what might be a red flag for me might not be a red flag for you, you know. If you got 5 baby mamas, I don't want to do it. You know, that's a red flag to me. I just don't want to do it, you know. So it's not that they're a bad person, but that's something that I don't want to deal with. You get what I'm saying? So
is that a red flag or is that a preference? Because technically, if you got 5, what's that, baby mama?
But that might be a red flag to me. Like, why you got 5 baby mamas? Like, I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Maybe he's just friendly, you know?
No. I mean, now that I'm in Christ, what I want in my life is different from when I was 20 years old. You know what I mean? Because it changes as we get older and as we evolve, and what we're willing to accept changes. And one thing that I also thought about as I was like pondering.
That's how I said that's a red. That's how I said that's a red.
So, I mean,
that's a red flag. Red flag. Stop.
And then you have to think also, like, did this happen in your 20s and now you 50 and all your children are grown and you've matured, you come into Christ. So there's so many different things that can come into play when we kind of look at what we want in a spouse or a friend or this or that. And so one thing that I have discovered, though, with coaching women and counseling women, one thing that I have, and I talk about this in my Soul Baggage Bootcamp, was that sometimes we don't even give the person an opportunity to show us red flags because we haven't given them time to show us who they are. We just go in head first because we're so anxious. And so we don't even give the individual enough time to show us a red flag. So sometimes people don't even see a red flag because they haven't given the relationship time yet.
Oh, okay. So let's read this. Red flag signifies a reason to stop. Red flags are thrown in sports when in a game is halted because of a foul, and they are waved on race car tracks when conditions are too dangerous to continue down the road. Red light signals us to stop our vehicles on the road. The red tape cautions us from going beyond a certain point. In relationships, red flags are signs that the person probably can't have a healthy relationship, and proceeding down the road together will be emotionally dangerous.
Hey,
Mama. Hey, Mother Paula. Hey, Pastor Hobbs. Hey, Kamisha. Thank you, guys. Oh, Lord. The troublemaker just came on here. Hey, Ebony. Hey, daughter. I bless you. Now, when I read that statement, I was like, whoa. Hey, Heidi. So it says that it is an indication for you to stop.
Right. But sometimes we don't. We keep going.
Because we make excuses. Like, oh, it's okay.
Oh, it's okay. You know, that's just.
So I like what you said first. Okay. So you said we don't give the relationship time to see the red flags, right?
A lot of women that I have talked to did not give the relationship or the person time to show them red flags, right? Because people communicate best with their actions, but time reveals actions. Because I could tell you I got $1 million all day, but if I can't show you that I got $1 million in my bank account, then far as you know, I don't have $1 million. But people fall for words instead of waiting to see action.
Wow, that's good.
Tell you whatever I want to tell you. Wait it out. Watch the seasons. How are they? And another thing, watch how they treat when you go out. Go date. You know what? And I'm guilty of this. Not dating. Like you just go right into a relationship. Boom, I like you. You fine. Oh, yeah, I like you.
Listen,
and we're in a relationship.
When we get older, that 40 dating, 40, 50 dating is different from 20, 30 dating, right? 20, 30 dating, you got to get receipts and you got to get data. You know, I've heard all of this. But when you're over 40, excuse me, sir. Hey, how are you? My name is Audra. How are you doing? Okay, what's your credit like? Who you live with? Your mama? Do you live by yourself? Do you have a job? Can you sustain? You go straight for certain things that you know that you need in your life, because we ain't got time to waste. We have absolutely no time to waste because we've already passed enough time. And so our questions, our initial questions are different. But like you said, now you said it takes time. Me, I believe, yes, it does take time sometimes to see, but I also believe that if you start to what I want to say, start to feel that person emotionally, you tend to then overlook red flags because now I like him or I like her, and so yeah, he may be a little clingy, but that's because he loved me, and so I think the longer that you're in that you don't see initial red flags, you tend to overlook them.
Clingy can turn them crazy real quick. Baby, I ain't got time.
Not from clingy to crazy.
Well, the clingy can turn to crazy real quick. But I think, especially at this age, yeah, you don't, but Bible says don't be anxious for anything. So I'm not jumping right in. We're going to talk. We're going to have some conversations. I want to see how you treat the movie attendant. I want to see how you treat the waiter, the waitress. I want to see how you treat people. I want to see how you make decisions. I want to see you under stress. I want to see, because I've been through so much in my life, and it's not just relationships. We're talking about friendships today too.
Business.
Because I don't want any toxic friends. I'll listen. My tolerance is about this.
Y'all, she said she don't want no toxic friends. Hello, that means I'm not toxic.
I will not with you.
You don't get to change what you said. Period.
Listen, I don't want toxic people around me. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with headaches and aggravations. We're too grown for that. And so this conversation is good, because what are you willing to deal with for love? What are you willing to deal with for that friendship? What are you willing to deal with just to have somebody to call your phone? Because I'm not willing to deal with that much.
Okay, so then it goes to when we see red flags, that's when we get to the place where we have to initiate boundaries, right? Or we have, what I call them deal breakers. Ebony, what you trying to say? I want your relationship with the women in your family. Is that a question? Were you trying to say it a different way? Come back to us. Thank you, Mother. For me, I think, again, let's just say it's even in a business relationship. For me, red flags in business relationships is, are you money driven? Are you business driven? Are you lazy with it? What are you looking for? So I think in every different aspect of a relationship, we have to determine, of course, what we need from that relationship. What do I need from this business relationship? What do I need from, as Ebony said, my family relationship? What do I need from my ministry relationships? And when I determine what I need from those relationships, then I'm able to determine what's a red flag, what's a stop. Because for me, it's deal breakers. Like for instance, dating. When I was dating, a deal breaker for me is you smoke. I don't care if you used to smoke. I don't care if you think about smoking. It's just a deal breaker for me. Right? And so it's not a red flag, it's a deal breaker. I want to see your relationship with the women. I want to see your relationship with the women in your relationship before I consider getting serious with someone. Absolutely. How do you handle your mama?
Well, nah.
Let's talk about it, friend. I'm ready. I'm here for it. Come on, let's talk about it.
Sometimes that, honestly, been there, done that. Sometimes that's not always a telltale sign. Because some men treat their mothers well, but then they're good sons, but they're not good spouses or boyfriends. So to me, that's not a telltale sign for me, because I've been there, done that. He was a great son, but as a boyfriend, he wasn't as a, significant other.
But then what do we consider great? Like I have my, in the past, My daughter's father, when I was married to him, he was definitely a mama's boy. But the relationship, my husband, I can say this out loud, he's a mama's boy too. But the difference between that relationship and this relationship is that he puts his mom in a proper perspective. I love the way he handles his mom. I love the love he has for his mom. I love the respect that he has for his mom. And like Ebony said, even his sisters, right? And so that is all important to me, especially with him being an only child and those types of things. How do you handle the women in your life, right? So that's important. But let's go to the first red flags before we get off, because we'll be gone.
We'll be somewhere else down the street.
Gone, right? Oh, she said, good man, but not a good husband. Lord Jesus. That's good. That's right. So one red flag in a relationship, it says out of the 13 was alcoholism or drug addiction. Now, when I looked at that, I was like, it depends on where they are in that.
Alcoholism and drug addiction?
Maybe it was in their past.
No, they're talking about the present.
My friend, you laughed way too hard.
Baby, I don't want no alcoholic or no drug addicted person. That's a red flag. My money gonna be gone. We ain't gonna no, baby. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Red flag. No, pass.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me interview you. So, okay. As a believer,
okay,
and the deliverance coach, do you feel that we can accept people with these type of issues and pray them through?
When I'm just meeting you and you're alcoholic and drug addicted, absolutely not. Get somebody else to do it. No. It's nothing to talk about. We can have Bible studies, sir. You can come to the church. We have Bible studies at 7:30 on Tuesday nights.
Where's your grace, friend? Where's your grace?
I got grace. I invited them to Bible study.
What if this
person? But as far as a relationship, unless Jesus say, "Hey, let my homeboy," you know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. I'm not entering a relationship with someone who is on drugs or an alcoholic. Absolutely not.
But no. you have the power. You are a deliverance coach. You know how to bring people through.
That's not my job. If he wanted to be delivered,
but what is this person?
I'm looking for I would be looking for a spouse, not for an assignment. I don't.
Look how many red flags.
Listen, Heidi, she trying to get. Do you see her trying to give me a drug addict? And like what? Great Jesus. No, ma'am. I don't want them. No.
Oh, Lord, Jacquette. Oh, yeah. We love you, Jacquette. Listen to me. What I'm saying is the reason why I'm challenging you on this is because I think that as Christian women, we think that we're supposed to take on projects.
No. I don't want to build
and we want to pray people out of stuff.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Now, if we're in this thing and you develop these,
every spouse want to stop.
No, she laughing at me.
Every spouse is an assignment. You do know that, right?
It is, but listen, if we are together and we're married and you have this issue come upon you, and that's a whole different story than meeting someone and they're an alcoholic and a drug addict. That's crazy. Why would I put myself in? Listen, the quality of our life depends on the decisions that we make. I don't want my life to be a mess.
Where's your grace?
I got it. But the decision for me, would not be. That's a red flag. Do you know what an alcoholic and a drug addict will take you through? Why would I volunteer for that? I'm not doing that. No.
So you telling me that the alcoholics and the drug addicts don't deserve love?
They do, just not from Nikisha. No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, let me get serious. I'm laughing. I'm only challenging you because I think this
you
is
already know.
No, but this is the mindset of a lot of people. Oh,
Some
well,
women do
I
it.
think we go into relationships thinking I could change him.
No, I can't. And I don't want
That's
to.
right, Jacquette. Let's give him some great. Oh, she's talking about God. Give him grace.
I don't want get somebody else. No, no, I'm not doing that. Now, if we
That's
married
good.
and life hits
That's good,
him,
Latoya. That's good. That's true. That's true.
if
We
life
make
hits him
excuses.
when we already married, that's another different type of story. But coming in this thing no.
Okay. So if you met the perfect person, and we're talking hypothetically, and this person had they had the money, they had the drive, they love the Lord, they do because they're functioning alcoholics, they're functioning drug addicts, and they meet all of those potentials. And just because they have that habit, you don't think that you could be that encouragement to change their life?
I most certainly can. I would give them my fee scale, and we could do some coaching. I could definitely be a great help to him.
I don't
As
like
Coach Keisha.
All right. All right. So ladies, I want to hear from you guys. Y'all tell me, is there anybody on here that has enough grace to date someone that had everything perfect that meets your expectations, but they have an alcohol or drug problem? Is there any lady on here tonight that has some grace?
And be honest, ladies. I mean, it's ladies do it all the time. Women do it all the time. They feel like, okay, I can be a better woman to him. I can get him to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. But that woman wouldn't be me. I wouldn't. No.
Okay.
No.
So coming into the relationship, you see that this person, Dawn just said, "Bah." These red flags, I notice, are costing absolutely.
Come on, costing them their life. Yeah, no. When God wants to bless people, he sends a person. When the devil wants to take you down, he sends a person. So you have to be very careful of who you allow in your space.
Jacqueline talking about now ain't enough money. He didn't get clean until I left. Okay, yeah. Well, sometimes it takes that to happen. Sometimes mother say, "Pat, mother hard." When I tell you I love that little short lady, but she hard. Listen, a man got to come correct to date mother.
Period.
All right. Red flag number 2: violent displays. Now, I think this one can be misconstrued, because I think a lot of times people will take a person sometimes being violent, or we use it like overprotective, as being, oh, he loved me so much and he is overprotective. And so I got one friend. I got one. So I was counting when I was dating, past life, when I was in the dating world, and I went on this date with this guy, and we were chilling, on the side, a little water or whatever, and some people drove up behind us and they flashed their lights, right? And so, we was just chilling,
I know the story.
So we just chilling, right? And so the people flashed their lights. Friend, when that man got out of that car, he started yelling at the people, "You!" And I'm sitting in the car like,
you dating Michael Myers. You sitting in the car with Michael Myers. Absolutely not.
It was at that moment that I realized that I still continued that date. And I said to myself, and I actually went out with the person the second time, and I had to evaluate, where are you, sis? What is happening here?
Yeah.
That was not a red flag. That was a whole circus. That was a whole
circus.
That was a whole circus, right? And so there are times that, depending on where we are, what Ebony said, you can't change people. If they want to change, they will. But if not, there is not enough grace in the world.
Absolutely. Not enough grace in the world.
I
Absolutely.
almost
I
lost my
agree.
life. We're raising our daughters. We have to teach them about red flags.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this tonight. She talking about Michael Myers, right? um, and she talking about PTSD. That's a no,
That's what
right?
I don't.
But I think as women, the reason why a lot of times we overlook red flags is because we we don't want to be by ourselves.
Yeah.
What are some other reasons we overlook red flags?
Um. Honestly, we don't even know how to recognize red flags because we have been in so much toxicity and have been exposed to so much trauma and so much dysfunction that we don't even know that it's a red flag. We don't even understand that that's a red flag because I have witnessed relationships like this growing up. I have witnessed the fighting. I have witnessed the cussing each other out, and then they make back up, right back up. I've been, this is normal because some people don't know that it's not normal until they're taught that it's not normal. And
Wow.
so a lack of education, a lack of healthy relationships, a lack
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
seeing that, not being exposed to what that which is healthy. And
Right.
so I can say myself, because honestly, I didn't know shacking up was a sin until I came into God and figured it out. Like, oh, you're supposed to be married before you have sex and you have kids and I didn't know the order of God. I
Mhm.
didn't know the righteousness of God. And so a lot of people, a lot of women who I talk to, they grew up in certain kind of environments and they really don't know what's a red flag or they don't know. A lack of
That's
education.
good. That's good because they're so blinded by trauma. And I think that's true because even me as a younger lady, I was so used to traumatic relationships that when
Yeah.
someone came into my life that was good, what we'll do is we'll tend to sabotage it to make it fit what we're used to. Oh, something got to be wrong with him if he being that
He
nice.
too nice.
He too nice. Y'all
He too
stop
nice.
saying that. If he's nice, let him be nice because we got not enough people out here that's not nice. Let's normalize men being nice, normalize women being nice in friendships, normalize people being nice, right? And so again, we tend to overlook that stuff because we feel like you said, we never had a healthy relationship example for us to
Yes.
compare it to. You know,
Or
some of us
marriage or friendship
or a business relationship,
our
right?
business relationship. Like growing up, I didn't see any business relationships. I didn't see anyone from my family or anyone around me create a business, start a business, be successful in business. I'm getting it out the mud. I'm trying new things on, from the mud, from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women don't know. You grew up, you saw bad friendships, you saw bad marriages, you lived in a certain type of neighborhood, you saw different things, and it became normal to you. And you didn't know it wasn't normal until you didn't know it was unhealthy until you found yourself in a healthy environment. And so now you're like, oh, that's not normal.
Wow. I love what Latoya said. I was blinded to it and emotionally and psychologically thought I was the problem. And we're gonna get to that in a minute as we go down because that's what toxic people tend to do. They tend to reverse the role and make you feel like you're the problem,
Manipulate.
manipulate and make you
Yes.
feel like you're the problem. And
Yeah.
until you realize that you're not the problem, you
Yeah.
will believe what's being said to you and you will feel that. And so that's a way of taking control and keeping you there and keeping you in that place so that you
Right.
do. And I love that. That's why Heidi, look, we didn't know that about credit. What was credit back
Listen.
then?
Listen.
We
Didn't
didn't
know
know
nothing
about
about
we didn't know
credit.
about having a healthy relationship with finances. We didn't know about having a healthy relationship, like you said, with business. We didn't know about having healthy relationships outside of, I came up in the projects. Although I was bougie in the projects, y'all. I was still bougie. Friend, I walked through there like I owned the projects. Period.
Amen.
All right.
Amen. Listen.
Next one. This one's a good one. This one I like. Mix, match, relationship goals.
Absolutely. How can the two walk together unless they agree?
Well, what? Explain that to me.
Well, I think when you're with someone and
Because they say opposites attract.
to a certain degree, you got to have the
Oh,
same goals. If one person wants a child and the other person doesn't want children, then you walk in like, why would I get with you when I know I want to have a child someday, or I know you want to have a child? Take for me, I'm done, man of God. I'm done. Having
I'm
them.
pregnant.
I'm done having them. The only thing I'm getting pregnant with is purpose, sir. So if you want children, I'm not your girl. And so and I think what happens in a lot of times, we like that person so much, we're so attracted to that person that we're not completely honest with them about what we want or don't want, or we feel like, oh, well, I can change their mind or over time. And I think that's very selfish and deceiving. And I think coming into any relationship, you have to be on the same page, because if he wants children and I can no longer have any, then it doesn't make sense for us, And so different things, you have to have the same wants and desires from life. Because if you want to go full-time ministry and I want to go strip, then it's not going to work.
But I love that. I love what you said, because I think sometimes we still come into relationships because we feel like the person has potential.
Oh, come on. Potential will paralyze destiny. Listen. Learn about that potential.
We feel like, she loves God, but she wants a script. But there's enough potential there that I can turn her into the first lady that I need her to be.
No, don't let that woman go strip.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about entertainers, but that pastor who tried to change Miss Good over to Good, it just didn't work, right? And so I love that. Latoya, my girl, she said the church back in the days would tell women to pray about it. So you stay in it because you are married, and God does not like divorce. God does not like violence either. Absolutely not. Right?
Not back in the day. The church today tell people that as well.
If you got a black eye,
just put some makeup on it and fast and pray.
Separate with intentions to come back together again.
If you hit me, I'm gonna be in jail.
Yeah.
In the store.
Pray, we can't do this. We
Oh, sorry.
Y'all, X that out.
I'm sorry. My bad.
We pastors, y'all. We pastors. You're not going. We're not going to jail.
Sorry.
Okay. No, but people stay in abusive relationships because they feel like they're following the Bible, right? So let's talk about that. Let's help somebody out tonight. Biblically, the Bible does not speak against leaving your marriage because of abuse. Explain that to us.
I can't, Dr. Audra. I don't think I'm the person to have that conversation with, because, my dear, I would be in prison. And so I don't think I'm a good person to ask that question to.
I want you to give,
because it won't make it to the pastor's office.
Biblically.
I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
But I'm saying, and so
don't ask me. When it comes to that, I don't ask me.
Okay, so I do believe that you need to protect your life, right? I do believe in you separate with intentions to come back together again, meaning the intent is to come back together again, but the work has to be put in place in order to ensure that it's going to be a safe environment when you come back into it. Now, if a person is just giving you lip service, but they're not actually making the changes that they need to do the work to do it, then I don't ever recommend anyone to put their life in danger.
Absolutely.
Right? And we know that God is a graceful and a forgiving God. I'm not saying that you go stamp the divorce paper, but I am saying that you protect your life, because
he has to want help. He has to want to do the work, and it can't be rushed. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be the next day. So if it is in that woman's, if she wants to take time out for him to get help and try to reconcile her marriage, I would never tell anyone to divorce or to stay. But he has a will, and if he doesn't want to do the work, then there's nothing that that woman can do. I mean, if she wants to sit around and wait to see, then that's on her. But I feel like you should definitely separate, because what if he kills you someday? What if he kills one of the children? What if he does, so it's not a safe environment. And if you get in a relationship even before marriage happens and he's beating, like, that's a red flag. If he's controlling, if he's violent, if he has angry outbursts, that's a red flag. And you shouldn't
in a safety hazard.
you shouldn't proceed.
No, but it's true, because if you think about it in these terms, I believe, now Heidi said something I want to address. She said half of these marriages, God didn't put them together so that scripture don't apply. I don't believe that. I believe that once you make that covenant, the scripture applies, because I think people feel like if God didn't tell you to get married, then you're free to get out. Absolutely not. Because you made the covenant. You stood before God and you made the covenant. You don't get to just back out because you say, oh, later down the line, this one, the Lord anyway. Well, you still made a covenant, and now you still have to follow the instructions of God. Now, do I believe that God will give you a way of escape? Absolutely. And we'll talk about this next one about making what kind of covenants?
Legal covenants.
Illegal covenants. Because when I was married in my previous marriage, when it became abusive, I had made an illegal covenant with God that I wouldn't divorce nobody else, because I was 30 days out of there, and then I was stuck in an abusive situation, but the Lord gave me a way of escape. I didn't have to divorce him. He divorced me. And so I believe that in those situations, God will give you a way of escape, but you don't get a free pass because you did not seek God. I mean, you could challenge me on that, friend.
I agree. I do agree. I agree. Well, God ain't in this, so I'm going to go. I don't think that's how it works. But I do believe that God will give you a way of escape. I think you have to be very sensitive to what God is saying. You have to be, and everybody's relationship with God is different, and I think sometimes we hear what we want to hear when we want to do what we want to do.
Ooh.
And so, you just have to be very, and that's why we have to be so mindful of the things and this is why red flags are important. So we don't get caught up in, relationships and marriages that we're tied to this thing, And so that's why it's important to see the red flags. That's why it's good to know what a healthy person looks like, and a healthy relationship looks like, and a healthy marriage looks like, and a healthy friendship looks like, and a healthy business looks like, so that we can avoid making these decisions that confuse our lives and damage our lives and damage our minds and our emotions and our bodies. This is why we need to know the red flags.
That's good. Latoya said in the Bible, you don't read about men hitting women. They just had 900 wives. I believe there is a scripture. I got to find it, where there was an abusive husband. You know what I'm talking about, friend? I got to find it. It's coming back to my head.
I'm trying to think if you're thinking about
where he did abuse.
It was very hard, but I don't think
very hard
about him hitting her. Then David married her later after he died. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's another one. When I find it, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Okay.
I agree that God has to sever the ties, but I mean the experience won't be. That's right. That's that perfect will versus that permissive will, right? So when we're in the perfect will of God, then we experience the perfect will of God. Doesn't mean that everything is going to be great, but it does mean that, maybe God's will for you is to be humbled in your marriage. Maybe God's will is for you to learn submission in your marriage. So it doesn't mean that because the marriage don't look like how you think it should, that it's not God. But I do agree that there's a perfect will and there's a permissive will. Like Prophet is saying,
there's a demonic will.
God, you gotta pray. You gotta confirm that word. I was this time when I got married, guys, I was like Gideon. I was like, all right, put the dew on the top of the fleece. All right, put the dew around the fleece. All right, put the dew on the side fleece. Lord, put the dew. I was adamant because I was tired of going through bad cycles of relationships and I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't seek God for my previous marriage. What I said, friend? Tell me what I said.
What's the worst that can happen? He saved, I'm saved.
I say he saved, I'm saved. What's the worst that can happen? And the worst can happen. And so when we let's talk about being equally yoked before we go. I want to go to what Don said, but let's talk about being equally yoked. Being equally yoked does not mean that we're both saved. It does not mean that we're both just saved.
Not just saved, but he has to be saved.
You got to be saved. But it does not mean we're both just, doesn't mean like I was just saying, friend, come on, friend. I was saying he's saved, I'm saved. So what's the worst?
It's more things that play in is the way you worded it, friend. I was
I'm sorry.
What you doing friend. Over there? But that's listen. It's way more than stuff.
You gotta be saved, girl. You gotta be saved.
Well, you was trying to give me an alcoholic and a drug addict earlier, so I don't know.
You are the deliverance coach, girl. You can bring some people out. That's what I'm just trying to say. It's some good men out there that's stuck on drugs and alcohol. You know.
There's some good men that's stuck on alcohol.
It is. They just have a problem. They have an issue. Anyway, some churches would say that it is adultery when you divorce your first husband. When you divorce and your first husband is not dead and remarry, but only can divorce if there is adultery. That is Bible. I don't know about the dead thing, but the Bible says that if there is no adultery, then you cause your spouse to commit adultery when they remarry. Now we know that we live under a grace dispensation, right? Because that was one of the things we talked about earlier today. Because adultery can come in a lot of different forms, right? Lust of the eye, but and it's not say the Bible does say that Paul said it, and I love it because Paul says, "I wish that you were like me, right? That you would stay single." So a lot of things that Paul said, he later came back at the end and he said, "But this is not thus saith the Lord. This is my instruction." Now, I'm not saying that because he said that is not the word of the Lord, because it was inspired by Paul to say it, right? But when it comes to that, it does say that you have to know that adultery has happened and you have to witness the adultery. Not just hear it, not just heard it. Right, friend? You want to tag on that?
Repeat the last part because I think my internet kind of went out.
Some churches would say that it is adultery when you divorce and your first husband is not dead and you remarry. But you can only divorce if there's adultery.
That's what the Bible says. So right. I'm not going to put a comma where the Bible has put a period.
I agree too. I stayed until God said he was severing it. I stayed because I did say yes. Absolutely. And and sometimes that stay is miserable. Lord, equally yoked meaning you are believers, but he needs to have the same values. I believe because when you talk about being equally yoked, and you talk about values and you talk about like we said before, what was the other one, friend? Mismatched goals, right? But I would say just because my husband is a bishop and let's just say I just was a believer, I wouldn't say we were unequally yoked, because spiritually we got to be on the same wavelength. And it's not always like we got to be the same, but there
No.
has to be something that makes us be that yin and that yang, right?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, maybe he's not big in prayer, but I'm an intercessor. He's a preacher, you know, or maybe he has, but we both love God and we both love family. We both love the things of God, right? And so there has to be, because there are some people that are saved that just got saved yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You expect them to be on the same level with you and you've been saved 20 years?
No,
Now,
absolutely not.
there's some people been saved 20 years that are same on the same level with people got saved yesterday. But nevertheless,
Nah.
I,
But then further than that, and being saved, you have to have, the same endpoint. You know, have some things in common. Have some things that you both can work towards together, because you can't live a separate life. And so I feel like even with our differences, there should be a connection. There should be something that connects us, and our end goal should be the same. Our goals, what we want out of life should be the same. I don't think you can have a healthy relationship with someone that's going in a total different direction than you are, So I think it's important. It's not just about being saved, because that's great, but there's some other characteristics that I need that person to possess. There's some other things that I want them to have and possess for me, in my life. Do they fit into my life? Do they fit into what I have going on? Because Lord Jesus, my life, my God, can they hold me up?
can they hold the weight of my ministry, my call, my
Can they
gift? Are
can
they
they
going to be
handle the
jealous
call?
of who God called me to be? Are they going to
Exactly. Can
strip
they
me of
handle
my
the warfare
anointing?
that comes with me? Can they handle the responsibility? Can I handle the responsibility and the warfare and the weight that comes with them? Can I birth out what God have put in them? Can I carry what he's given that man? Can I carry that? Can I birth it out? Can I help him be a better man? Do it is more than just being saved.
Can you cover him?
Come on. Can he cover me? Come on. Yes.
And so it depends on, like, now I love what Latoya said. See, you can have someone who believes in God but still smoke, drink, and the rest. That's true. And we know the Bible says that a sanctified wife sanctify her husband. But when he says that if you were both non-believers and you got married and then one becomes a believer, now it's that person's job to give that other person an opportunity. Hey, you want to stay or you want to go? If they want to go, he said you're free from it. But if the person desires to stay, that's when he says, not saying, oh, girl, I'm finna go get him right now because the Bible says a sanctified woman will say, no. He says that if you were both came in as non-believers. This is something, it's a different type of situation. And so I think sometimes people feel like, oh, well, I can just go get Bob. He got potential. I can see, I see him in the spirit, friend. I can see him preaching in the spirit. But that's potential. And we know the grave is full of potential.
Grave is full of potential.
Full of it. And we think that we're the
can
God
paralyze
that
your
can
future.
change people.
It can potential can paralyze your future, because you're sitting and you're waiting for someone to change. You're sitting and you're waiting for what possibly, and this is a problem that a lot of people face. And this is why they stay in certain situations and things longer than they need to or should, because they're continuing to look at the potential. And sometimes we just have to look at it and say, it is what it is. It is a duck. It sounds like a duck. It looked like a duck. It quacked like a duck. It is a duck. I don't care if it has the potential to be a dog.
But maybe it's a swan.
Listen, it's a duck. And sometimes the potential keeps us stuck, and it paralyzes our destiny. It paralyzes our purpose. It paralyzes our future, because we're sitting here trying to drag somebody along who doesn't want to go.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, I'm going to be the advocate here. I get married. My husband and I are both saved. We're married now, but we go in different directions. Now, because I didn't establish red flags or establish those things prior to getting married. Now, do I have a free pass to walk away because that person's not going to change? How does that work for me? What would you tell a woman that's in a situation, I'll testify for myself. My ex-husband was going down, 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 down. I can talk in my mind. And so it was going downhill. I felt like I was in a position that I didn't know what I could do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I could escape. What would you encourage a woman that is in a situation that they've already made that covenant with that person because they were both saved, but now they're going in two separate directions, but you don't have the legal right to just divorce because there is no adultery?
I think we did already discuss this quite a bit during this segment.
Did we? I'm sorry then.
What we did, like, you just can't walk away. But like we said, we were talking about, it kind of went into this, but like I said previously, I would never tell anybody to stay or to go. I would say be very, very prayerful. I would say listen to what God is telling you to do. And the only person that can answer that is God.
Right.
The only person who can answer that is God, because God knows everything. He knows that man's heart. He knows what's going on. Who's to say the man won't get saved or he won't turn, he won't, because, and then you have to take this in consideration. And I tell people this, the person that you married at 20 will not be the same person you with when y'all 40. He could be saved and on fire for God. And at 40, some life hits him and now he's spiraling downward. I have an obligation to still pray. I have an obligation to still hold that man accountable and hold that man up.
But what if me trying to save him is killing me?
You may need to separate. It depends on what's happening. I mean, this question is so broad. It depends on what's happening in the marriage, what's happening in the relationship. What is God saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's so broad. We can't give a generic answer because every situation is different. What is happening in the marriage? What is God saying to you? Because sometimes we want to do just what we want to do, but we have to listen to what God is saying. Is he going through a midlife crisis? Is this his character? What is he doing? What is he doing? And that, what is his actions? What is his inaction?
I think this, I get what you're saying. It is broad. So every situation is different, but I think that let's just say, even if it's a friendship, if the relationship is killing me while I'm trying to save you, at some point I gotta be like how they tell you on the airplane, save yourself first.
Save yourself first.
Right? And so at what point is enough? And I do believe it goes back to what we said. One thing Heidi said, she said God gave her a release. Wait for that release. And number two, I believe that he'll give you a release or he'll give you a way of escape. One or the other. Because that's right, he'll set you free. Because God knows how much we can take, even in friendships. There's some friendships, friend, that I held on for so long, Lord. And I knew it was toxic. I knew it was over with. But it's okay, the woo. We've been friends 20 years. We've been friends 30 years. But I wasn't gaining anything from the relationship. And so at some point I had to value me more Absolutely. Than I valued the person that didn't value them enough to change.
Yeah. And you can't save them. And I learned this. I don't care how much you love a person. This last season, I really learned it does not matter how much you want better for someone. It does not matter how much you love someone. If they are not willing to make the necessary changes that needs to be made, then sometimes you have to let go. Sometimes you have to save you. And that's just unfortunately what it is, because we all have a will. God gave us free will. And so you have a choice to make. it's either you're going to get help, we're going to get through this, or you make a decision that this is just not what you want to do, because you can't make anyone do something they don't want to do. You can't make people put in work they don't want to put in. And so you have to make, they have to make a choice, and you have to make a choice too, because we are only victims to what we allow people to do to us. As grown adult people. Now, if we were children under the care of our guardians and we were vulnerable, but we're grown adults, I can make a decision that I don't like the way you love me, and I can walk away. I don't like what type of friend you are, and I can walk away. And that's my right. That's my right to do that. But a lot of people don't do it because, oh, it's time. We've been friends since, elementary school. We grew up together, and we think about
you feel like you put in investment, and sometimes because we've invested, sometimes that's just like that car. If you spend a lot of money on that car or that house, you feel like you want to render something back from the investment that you put in. And what happens when what you put in, you will never ever get back.
Yeah.
Because the longer you stay in it, is the more depleted you get. So then on the flip side, you're losing more by staying than you were by
leaving.
I'm preaching today, Lord.
Leaving.
You write that down.
But if it's draining you, if some things aren't worth holding on to. If you have crazy, if it's driving you nuts, if it's driving you crazy, why are you trying to hold? And then in relationships, you have to have communication. Listen, this thing right here, what you're doing, you keep doing that, that's gonna be a problem. You can't keep doing that and you in relationship with me, because I can't accept that. And I think we need to have a conversation. Now, once I have a conversation with you about this, and you continue to behave, now there's the conversation. Now it's going to turn into separation. And if you choose not to get the help that you need to get and work on the thing that you need to work on, then eventually we just have to sever ties.
Right, because if you value the relationship, or if you value the investment, then you will make the necessary changes that you need to make continually, consistently, to keep the. Oh, that was real good, friend. You good. Y'all need to book her. Y'all need to book her. Book her. All right. Oh, my girl on here, Tashika. We're gonna bring you on this show. I'm bringing Tashika on this show. I'm bringing her. Okay. So we didn't even get through number 3, friend. See, I already knew.
You.
It's you.
You haven't married.
Oh, Don said something earlier, and Heidi said something earlier. Let me go find it. I wanted to find it.
That's
Don
it, Heidi. Sometimes you got to take the loss, because every loss ain't a loss.
Don said, continue to love and move on. I love you over there.
Over there.
Over there. Like Nikki said last night. And Heidi said, count the cost, because sometimes you have to take the loss. But it's not a loss if you're saving yourself.
Hallelujah.
It is not a loss if I'm saving myself.
Everything that's a loss isn't a loss.
Because the longer I stay, the more I lose me.
Come on. I have nothing else to give you. I have nothing else to give me. I have nothing else to give anybody, because this has depleted me.
Let's go to number 4.
Let's go to number 4.
Persistent jealousy and distrust. Now, this is a very, very, very red flag. It's red, y'all. I wish I had some red.
It's Christmas tree red.
It's red like red. It's Jolly Rancher red.
Lying.
Ooh, that is not part of that one, but we're gonna go back to jealousy and distrust, because people tend to take this one as love.
No.
Oh, he loved me. That's why he loved me. He loved me. Now my baby daddy. Oh, I can talk about my business because I passed it, y'all. It's behind me now. My baby daddy, which was my husband at one time, I will say we was married, was the most jealous person I ever seen in my life. And when I was younger, in my younger years, because we dated when I was 18, I thought that meant he loved me.
Well, my baby daddies was crazy, and I was crazy too. So we was just crazy together.
But I thought that meant if it was you couldn't go nowhere.
Oh no.
You couldn't dress a certain way. You couldn't. If somebody said something to you, they was gonna get checked. If you look at somebody too long, it was bad. To where I would walk with my head down.
I've never been through that, friend.
I know, because you look crazy.
Some
people could just be an assignment. We need to seek God when it comes to absolutely. And know that if it's an assignment, he has given you the grace to be able to get through it. Hiding somebody red flag. She says, that's right. It's not love. And I always say this about an insecure person. An insecure person will put you in a prison for a crime that you never committed. You will be locked up for other people's crimes in their jail. Because they insecure. Yeah. They'll put you in their jail because of everybody else that hurt them. And so we got to deal with our own insecurities and then understand that insecurity is not love. Jealousy is not love. If they talk about it, we're going to go back. She's talking about go back to the line. If they're telling you that they so jealous of everything because they want you to themselves, red flag. Next one, a history of infidelity.
Red flag.
Why would that be a red flag though?
Nah, I'm just playing.
What if they get delivered?
But no, because it depends. But see, that's what I'm saying. It depends. It depends. Like when you say a history of infidelity, like what's the history? Is the history pre-Christ? Is the history last year, last week, last month, his last girlfriend, a couple girlfriends ago? Like, what's that history of infidelity? I think that's the case.
Well, it says relationships require trust to succeed. If your partner has a history of infidelity, it's important to proceed with caution. Even if your partner has demonstrated change, you must ask yourself if you feel comfortable pursuing the relationship knowing they have a history of cheating. Some people may not be bothered by this, but if you are, recognize that this factor will affect your ability to trust your partner completely. Now, I agree with that. But you not trusting me because of what my past was is not my problem.
Well, that's why you need to know. This is why we have conversations, because and this is why you need to be honest, because give me the opportunity to make a decision what I want to deal with.
Right.
Be upfront, be truthful, so I can make a decision. Most times people hold back information because they know it's bad. But give me that. Allow me to make the decision for myself. Don't be deceitful. Tell me so that I can make the decision for myself if I want to proceed with this relationship.
So let me talk to all these ladies on here tonight. Y'all don't judge me. You know, it was one point in my life I was a little,
She could say burning flag.
But it was a time in my life that I may have cheated. So ask me why I cheated.
No, you're a cheater.
You don't think my reason has anything to do with it?
But what did I just say? It depends. That's a conversation that needs to be had, because it depends. It depends. Like, I can't, if you cheated on your last girlfriend and we have a conversation, well, why did you cheat on your last girlfriend? Why did you cheat on everybody?
So if I cheated because the person cheated on me, I cheated back. What did or
red
I
flag.
cheated.
Now,
now, if I cheated because the person didn't show me I didn't feel like I existed to the person. What about that? Well, that would be a red flag, because then that would mean that you require a lot of attention, and I don't know if I can give you all that attention.
And that comes with a lot of other stuff too, but we're not going to even go into that.
But I would say that's more of a orange, because you can't. I don't think we should judge people by their past.
But this is the thing, though. This is why we have conversations, though.
Heidi tell me I'm not dealing with the cheat. She tell me it's toxic.
We're grown. We need to have these conversations, and we need to be honest. Men
Now,
need to be honest. Women need to be honest.
I
Let
agree.
me decide what I want to deal with.
I agree. Now, I do agree. If you did cheat in the past, I want to know, right? Because I want to know your patterns. I want to know why you cheated. I want to know who not who you cheated, but I want to know the pattern. If you cheated 5 times, what was the 5 times because you felt this or you felt that? Because then I'm gonna know that that's gonna be a weak place for you or a trauma place for you. And so I do think it's good to have that conversation. And like you said, once you know, because I don't want to be in public walking up to Betsy and Sue and they talking about, oh girl, and they looking at you funny because they know the person I've been with everybody. That's why she says their past sometimes show you their potential. That's true. You're right, because it show you what they have the ability to do. And if they fall back into that type of situation, they'll do it again. Hence, if they've not been delivered. Come on, deliverance coach. Judged by the habits of Pastor Big Dr. Portia is on here tonight. She has a show, guys. Make sure you're following her page. She has a show. All right. Controlling nature. We talked about the controlling.
We talk about that control.
Stories of crazy exes.
Oh yeah, the ones who don't be no good. They always say all their exes is crazy. I was crazy. Well, they said I was crazy, but I wasn't really like crazy. Like, oh, I'm just crazy. I wasn't acting crazy just to be acting crazy. I was acting crazy because I felt like I was being provoked. So it's the difference in crazies. But I
came with you. It says talking about old flames is common, especially when you're first starting to date someone new. Do pay attention to the language your partner uses when discussing those that they've dated in the past. This sort of perspective deflects any responsibility and demonstrates the lack of respect of the people once they care for love. Now, I agree with that. I'm going to watch how you treated who you was with. Oh, baby, yes. I do. I pay attention to that. How did you handle that person? I feel like we should be able to interview people from the past. I do. I feel like it. I do. Hey, Don, how are you? How was it when you dated Theodore? How did Theodore treat you? Now, do I think that everybody's going to tell the truth? Absolutely not, right? Because I do think that people are different when they're with different people, right? I think different people bring out different
traits.
Right. But if you and me are friends and I can look through your whole friend list and this friend say you did this friend say you did this friend say you did it, all your friends saying that you the same way, it's going to be hard for me to feel like you ain't that type of friend.
Yeah, because,
But you may not be that type of friend to me. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I might be the grand poopah friend.
I don't know.
And I am.
I don't know. I don't know because
say it.
You could, and you could like. I think sometimes like we can get a different version of somebody than someone else does. So that's why I'm not quick to speak against someone, because you may get your experience with them may be different from my experience with them, and so I'm not quick to badmouth somebody or Now I might say be careful. Now, I might say that, be careful, but I would never like dog someone out because I don't know what your relationship will be like. But I will tell you if I need to, if they have a history and they're just, be careful.
Yeah, I do agree with telling people to be careful. Now, most people don't want to hear that be careful stuff because they feel like you hate it, right? Oh, she still want him. No, I just want you to be careful.
Oh no, I'm not telling none of my ex's girlfriends to be anything but happy. Baby, be happy. Good luck. Have fun. Girl, y'all need, especially with my baby dad. Girl, have fun, girl. Girl, have fun. Do y'all need a couple of dollars? You gotta take them.
Yeah. I don't think that I would discourage any woman from being with my ex. Now, I may be laughing in the background saying, girl, Lord, I'm praying for her. I'm going to pray for her. Is that right? That's the right thing to do? No.
Yes, pray for that sister, especially if you know what you done been through. Baby, listen, you can't make me jealous with nobody that I left. So
No,
have fun.
Toya said she did not listen. So she did not listen when people were trying to tell her stuff about a particular person. So I do think that there's a truth to even every lie. There's some truth to even every lie. So I do think that you should at least
But
hear what the
but
person
that's
has
why
to
you
say.
need to. That's why you need to. That's why you need to know the red flags. That's why you need to know those red flags
Because the
because
red flags would be
that's what.
the indicators to tell you
Yes, yes.
that
That
this
they will
person.
tell you like you. If everybody's telling you the same thing, that's cool. And if you feel like, hey, I don't want to listen to everybody, I want to see for myself. You know, please look out for the red flags. Please don't ignore them. Please know them. Know what a healthy person looks like. Know what a healthy relationship looks like. You know, have conversations that will allow you to see where their mind is at. Go out in the world. Don't have sex with them.
Yeah, don't have sex with them. Because it's gonna distort what you feel.
It's going to distort
Because it's gonna
everything.
make you fall in love, or maybe not. I don't know, but it's going to distort your vision. You're not gonna have clarity because that little lust thing is gonna take over, and he could slap you. You be like, oh, he didn't mean that. He just was waving his hand today. What? No, baby, he slapped you. This is now. I know for me, I have my deal breakers. She said, but don't interview me. When I'm done with you, I'd say, honey, boo boo child, good luck. All right. So we all have had one that we love, Latoya. I promise you. No friends. This was a good one. They have no friends. I think that's a red flag. Because, girl, if they ain't got no friends, I'm gonna be their everything. Why they ain't got no friends? The Bible said, show yourself friendly. I don't like it when a man don't have friends.
I think everyone. I mean, maybe he hasn't. I don't know about that one.
You don't think that's a red flag?
I don't know.
Ladies, what y'all think? Y'all comment. Y'all tell us. Yeah. I think it is.
Comment, tell me. I don't know because I don't know.
She said no friends is a sign of darkness.
Well, I mean, you should have somebody. You don't have to have a lot of friends, but I think you definitely should have somebody.
Yeah, at least like most men don't have like 20 friends, right? Most of us as girls, we have a plethora of friends, but at least you got to have 2-3 good friends.
You should have at least one best buddy.
There you go. That's right, Becky. He has at least one, right? At least
one.
At
like
least
you ain't got no friends. Who you talking to?
Who do you bounce your
unless he has a big family and he has a lot of brothers or something like that. So
now, what about a man who has a lot of female friends?
I mean, the pastors have a lot of female friends.
What does that mean, friend?
That means that the pastors.
You know how we should have came on tonight? I should have came on and said, "Twin, where have you been? Nobody loves me quite like you." Oh, okay. Back these red flags. So, what about a man who has a lot of women friends? Pastors don't have women friends. What are you talking about?
They do.
There are not friends. They are congregants and people they have to minister to.
Tomato. Well, I don't know. I would say a man needs to have at least one good buddy man. And as far as the women, I wouldn't want to date a man that has but it depends. What is his profession? Why do he have a lot of women friends? And You
Well,
know.
I don't have. Okay, so I'm a woman who I tend to have more male friends than female friends. I used to, right? Those days are behind me. If you listen to Mr. Roundtree, it's over with. I don't got him no more, right? Blink twice if you feel safe. You know, I'm joking. I'm joking. But because I grew up with four brothers, so I relate better to men sometimes than I do to women. So I'm not opposed to a man having female friends as long as it's not an ex. Now that's a no.
Child, them
That's a
exes.
no for me. I like
A
when
man that keeps up with all his exes is a big red flag. Big old red flag.
they have disconnection issues. They have attachment issues. They have what other issue is that for me? A loner is a no for me. He will isolate you. Who can he talk to if something is on his mind? Absolutely, better talk to Jesus. Talk to the Lord. That's right. You had a lot of male friends, Latoya. You had past tense.
That's right. There are boundaries that needs to be set.
Right, absolutely. Boundaries. Now, I don't believe that with my male friends, if there were any male friends that I felt had some type of care for me, then that's a no, right? No. If they were an ex or if it was ever a time there was any intimacy or anything like that, then that's a no, right? But if they were genuinely my friend and they have a wife or maybe they don't have a wife, maybe they have a girlfriend, that's why Heidi would be careful with all. But I am not opposed to it. But I think there has to be a level of comfortability with you, right? They said that this was a red flag. They give you all of their time. You feel like that's a red flag, friend?
You need to. I don't know if it's a red flag, but I definitely would want you to go find something to do. Why are you laughing at me?
It's the way, friends. The way I want you to go find something to do.
Yeah, I would need you to go find something to do. Mm-hmm. Yes, I would need you to go find something to do because I'm not a woman that needs all your time. So that wouldn't work for me. That would not work for me. So I would need you.
I like me time.
Yeah, I like a lot of me time. So that would not be something that I would be interested in. Somebody who wants to give me all their time, no, I don't want all your time, and I guess that's where the friendship, having friends play into part. So yeah, I guess, you need to have a buddy or somebody.
I don't want my husband to have female friends that are going to, because some female friends, like I said, if they have some type of liking to you, then that's a no. Because they're not gonna guide you correctly, right?
At all.
Because the first time you come to them and say, my wife do this, they're gonna say, oh, she da, da, da. They're gonna give you
and they gotta like you.
Yeah, you want to be my husband?
Why she don't like me?
Let my husband somebody he got a best friend that's a woman. Oh, she my new best friend too. Hey, bestie. Hey, girl. We triplets.
And if you don't like, because women are very possessive now. And they don't like anybody on their territory. So
men are too.
Yeah.
Portia says, okay, first of all, define your idea of friends and acquaintances because we need to know. Absolutely. I like to sit in my driveway and meditate for an hour when I get home. That's right. Find you some, because I don't want you out there looking at the car talking about what you doing sitting in the car.
And then come sit in the car with me. No. Go find you something to do, sir.
Yeah. All right. Last one. No, two. There's three more. Lack of emotional intimacy. One of the best parts of being in a romantic relationship is connecting deeply and authentically with another person. For some, emotional intimacy is challenging, but it should also be the goal. A partner who shows no interest in opening up and bonding is a death knell for a relationship. But men tend to not be able to connect with their emotions. So how does that go?
Well, okay, what you just said is they're not, that there's a difference. There's a big difference. Like if we're coming into this thing where, because before a relationship can really evolve, there has to be a friendship formed. And so I want somebody who can be my friend. And with friendship comes communication. And so if we don't have any communication, we don't have no relationship, we don't have no friendship, we don't have anything. So if you're not able to open up to me, how far can we really go? So no.
Emotional intimacy. Now, I do believe that this is something that as a woman, we have to be very strategic in getting to that, a man to unlock that, right? Because men are taught to be strong, they're taught to be hard, they're taught to be rough. I do think that this is something that you definitely have to have. That's why emotional intelligence. I love it. To be able to unlock that, because a lot of times it is definitely something that's locked. I can tell you numerous of occasions where, as a woman, you have to create that safe space for them to be able to land.
But that's forming that friendship. That's forming the friendship, right? Before you even get into a relationship, you need to form a friendship. You need to be friends with that man.
Sometimes, and it's good. And I've heard people say that once you form that friendship, they realize that that's not the person they want to be with. Because they no longer can take them out of their friend zone. Because
okay.
Go ahead. It's a good question. What you saying?
Because you want to be friends with whoever you with. You not friends like that, but you're forming a friendship. I heard this one time. I was watching this and he said, when people are friends, they seldomly allow their friends to see them in a bad light. They're more kinder and more patient with their friends than they are with their spouses. So they come home and give their spouses all of their junk, but they're patient with their friends. They laugh with their friends. They trust their friends. They communicate with their friends. They tell their friends everything. So form the friendship within your relationship so that you can open up to that person and be able to give them what you would give a friend.
Now, I want my husband to be my friend, but I also want to have my friend. Because there are things that I'm going to share with my friend that I don't want to share with my husband.
Right. So but I'm saying having a friendship within your relationship, because it's not going to work.
Because you treat friends
differently. Yeah, right.
Becky says, but the thing is, men open up to who they feel comfortable with. If they don't feel a safe space in that woman, they won't open up. Absolutely. So that's why they tend to open up to their female friends. I can't talk to my wife, but I can talk to you. The devil is a liar.
That's a red flag.
Red flag.
If you can't talk to me, we have no business being in a relationship together.
All right. Next one. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is when a person says and does things to make you question your own sanity. They might lie, tell you you're forgetful, distort history, accuse you of overreacting, and employ other manipulative tactics to make you seem and feel mentally ill. The goal of this type of emotional abuse is control. And this is where you go to the lying, oh Lord. See, now for me, I ain't gonna lie, friend. Liar. That's why I draw the line. Because if you lie to me, I can't trust you, and I can't be that. There's so much that comes with someone that you can't trust. There's so much anxiety. There's so much insecurity. There's so much pain. There's so much sleepless nights. There is so much that comes with someone that you cannot trust.
Yeah. I can't deal with the liar. I just can't. I can't deal. I can't. I don't want to. I have to figure out, because it's deception. You're deceitful. And if God says
gaslighting, I hate so much because they make you feel like you're the problem.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have, like Dawn said earlier, emotional intelligence, you'll start feeling like maybe you are. Well,
Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's me. Maybe he didn't do that, or maybe he didn't say that, or maybe I didn't see what I thought I
or I'm
saw.
overthinking it, or I'm
Right,
overacting,
exactly.
or
Yeah.
and now they turn everything around. This and now I think this really applies a lot to friendships too.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with anybody that's like not close to me that lies. I don't like liars. I don't like it. Because why are you lying? You're deceitful. I don't like deception. I don't like people being deceitful. I don't like people lying. I don't like it. It's like you can't trust them. And if I can't trust you, I can't be in relationship with you. Friendship, dateship, courtship, nothing. I don't want to be
Businessship. And then what about those people that say, well, friend, I only lied to you because I didn't know how to tell you the truth.
what did they lie about though?
It doesn't matter.
Hmm. Now, if you told me,
If I tell you, oh, girl, I seen your man over there, do. Okay, if you ask me and I say I don't know, but really I do know, that's major.
oh yeah, that's
But I'll
major.
say
That would make sense.
I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt you. But not telling me is hurting me too.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Tell me. If you're my friend, you should be able to communicate with me and tell me the truth. No, I don't want a friend that lies.
Now I'm
Even if
scared
it
of
hurts my
people.
feelings, tell me. If they lie, to old people say they will steal.
But
That's
they
true because
said
my
they
mama
lie,
say
they'll
that.
steal, and they steal, they'll
Yeah,
kill.
they'll steal. Yeah, that's my mama too. If they lie, they'll steal. If they steal, they'll kill.
I believe, like Don said, right, it's some narcissistic behavior. But I do
Absolutely.
believe some people just have a lying spirit. They just don't know how to tell the truth. They just lie. They lie.
They're just lying.
My baby daddy and I said boldly, huh? That man had a spirit of lying that was different. It was different. When people that lie for no reason, just wake
Oh,
up
I
in the
can't.
morning and say, "Oh, I just seen a deer flying in the sky." For what? There's no reason. There's no
There's
reason.
no reason. I have had a few
What we call
individuals,
those compulsive liars.
compulsive liars. Like, why are you lying, sir, ma'am?
I love that, Don. That's
I know
true.
people that do that too. I know people that like lie for no reason. Like they'll volunteer a story. The whole story is a lie. It's crazy. I think that's some type of mental health issue though.
Let's look it up in this DSM-5, honey. It gotta be. It gotta be.
Because why is you making up this story
I
and
think it's
lying?
attention seeking. I think it's attention seeking
Yes,
because
yes.
I
And
want to get your
insecurity. We can
right.
go deep
Because
with that. We can go really deep with that. But
yeah, because people who are attention seeking, they'll admit themselves to the hospital just so you ain't
oh
nothing
yeah,
wrong with them.
I've seen that demon before.
Yeah. All right. So no lying. Lying is a red flag. Gaslighting
Lying
is
is
a
a
red
red flag.
flag. This one is different. It says, and this goes to what Don was talking about, love bombing. People with
Oh yeah.
narcissistic or borderline personality disorder, among others, typically engage in love bombing, manipulating, showering someone with praise and affection to gain or regain trust quickly. Do I need to read that again? Because I don't know if I understand what I just read. You
Well,
the
they manipulate you by giving you all this love and all this affection. They're overwhelming you with all this attention and gifts, and in an attempt to blind you from what they're about to do to you.
This girl say lions got a lot of children. That's crazy. That's just, oh, she said, I'm gonna look what page that's on because I need to know because Dawn is a licensed therapist on here, guys.
Come
She
on.
is a
I'm
therapist.
see, it has to be some type of mental health issue. It has to be. Because why?
Malingering. I gotta
Malingering.
look that one up. I gotta look that up. I gotta look that one up in my deal.
Because why is you lying?
For no reason. Just wake up in the morning and lie. Just lie.
Ooh.
But you know what I think is very amazing about those people? They believe the lies that they tell.
They sure do.
They are convinced. That's what. So the love bombing is like the people with narcissistic or borderline personality behavior. So they engage in buying you gifts and doing all this stuff to keep you
under their spell. It's like they're putting you under a love spell. So when they start treating you bad, you don't leave. You stay because you want, you feel like it's you, because you're like, okay, this person, when I met them, they they gave me all the attention, they gave me all the affection, they gave me gifts, we went out, we did this, we did that. And so they set you up high to drop you. So when they begin to show you all these little red flags, you ignore them because of all the love that they showed you at the beginning. So you're constantly chasing that love that they gave you at the beginning. You're constantly saying, oh, but that's not how he really is. He really cares about me. He really loves me. And you're constantly chasing that high love, that love bomb. You're constantly chasing that person that you met. And so you don't leave because you know their potential of what they can be.
Wow. And then they'll go ahead, and after they've done you wrong and they've mishandled you, they bring you another gift. Here go another pair of red bottoms.
And put you up high.
Another Gucci purse.
Exactly.
And now you're accepting this. Okay, friend. Thank you for
the cycle. And they put you in this whirlwind, this cycle of this stuff. You know, and you're like, I know he's the sweetest guy. He can be such a sweet guy, but he's just going through something. He's just this. He's just that. And before you know it, you done been with this man 5 years.
And all you got is gifts.
And good behavior sometimes. Sometimes you get good behavior because that's the
they have to set the stage.
Right. And so intermittently you'll get that.
Now I ain't gonna lie to you. Lord, I'm telling my business on here, but this is my show. I can do what I want to do. My ex-husband, he will come home with roses and jewelry and gifts. And sometimes the gifts will be with my money, honey. And it will always be after an episode, after something, just to try to smooth me over. Oh, I love you so much. And then,
and that's where the confusion, the gaslighting, the cognitive dissonance, and all of that comes into play, because now you start to say, see, I knew this is the man that I met. This is I know what he can be. Yeah, I'm wrong about he's just going through something. We can make it. And you act right long enough till he changed your mind, because you're like, you know what, maybe I just need to leave. Maybe I just need to And then he comes and he's this nice guy again, and you're like, see, this is why I can't leave him. This is why, I just knew, it's a cycle. It's a cycle.
Ladies, so let me talk to the ladies real quick. That's why get your own stuff. That way you're not impressed by gifts. See, I ain't never been impressed by gifts, because when I want something, I turn to get it myself.
But it's not just the gifts, Doc. It's not just gifts. It's good behavior.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's putting you on a pedestal. It's telling you how much they love
about
you.
All that stuff from Shein. You better I buy me no stuff from Shein.
like just they turn into the good guy. It's not just the gifts. It's the good behavior. They be on their good behavior, and they Prince Charming. Then they turn into Freddy Krueger.
That's why I tell people, stop looking at social media. Stop it.
You might be in a love bomb cycle.
Might be love bombing. And this is the last one, friend, and we're gonna wrap it up. Breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing. Someone who is breadcrumbing is leading you on with little morsels of encouragement.
That's what what that is, friend? Potential.
Wait. Just enough so you don't give up on the relationship.
Potential.
Move towards this person and they move away. Move towards this person and they'll move away. But if you withdraw, this person will ramp up their breadcrumbing again. A breadcrumbing does not like to or intend to commit. So they give you little encouragement.
Potential.
Oh, I hate that. I want to slap that person.
Yeah. Potential.
I want those type of people right there. They aggravate my soul.
They give you a little bit of potential so you can hold on and keep going through this abusive, because that's what it is. It's abusive cycle with them, so that you don't leave. So they give you, that's it. They give you just enough to keep you holding on to their potential. That's paralyzing your purpose.
Paralyzing your purpose.
Potential paralyzes your purpose. Or your destiny.
So I love this. So one of the things you said in the beginning, and I think it holds true. If we address red flags in the beginning, not excuse them because we love the person, not excuse them because we don't love ourselves enough to believe that we deserve more, not excuse them because we feel the person has potential, right? Then we will be able to look at our circle of relationships and see healthier things, because we have now set a standard for our lives that's a no. I love you, like Don said over there. You know, oh no man, nothing but to love them. I love you. And that doesn't mean that we have to be mean, but that does mean that we need to hold a standard within ourselves. And it's like you said, if we deal with the red flags before we get into the relationship, then we're not staying stuck because of the investment. Most people stay stuck in relationships that are toxic because of the investment. They feel I've invested this year. I feel I've money, time, talent. What she say? Them the ones that would let you work 2 jobs, baby. I'm trying to start my own lawnmower business. Baby, Toya, sometimes they have listen. Mine had 5 different business cards for 5 different businesses, and they never one of them business produced nothing. I'm talking too much, friend. I'll be quiet.
That's funny. Go on, tell your testimony.
I'm just saying. Oh, baby, tomorrow I'm gonna
listen.
Meanwhile, we struggling. Meanwhile, the bills due. Meanwhile, I'm working 10 jobs to keep us together, and you steady working all these. You need another business card from
to do something. Okay.
I ain't making another business card. Just do the business.
Do the business.
Write your phone number on a napkin.
But that's why we have to
because we love people. We love
long people enough for them to show us who they are. And when they show you who they are, believe them.
Believe it. Oh, did y'all guys enjoy these 13 red flags that we talked about tonight? That's right. She said, "Where's the lawnmower?" Write that phone number on a napkin. Write it on the.
Text it to them. Text
it. Something.
Messenger, inbox, something.
Negro had 15 business cards, and now business bringing in $1. We spent more money on business cards than we did. Anyway, let me stop.
Anywho,
stop it. Don told me to stop. I'm gonna stop. But what? So write it on a piece of napkin. Lawnmower for more. I will mow your lawn.
Don't even got a lawnmower. What a lawnmower?
No, because they're gonna convince you. I need you to buy me a lawnmower, baby. I know this time. I'm cut.
My Lord. But I can't.
Next week I need a pressure washer. I ain't look more no more long. I'm a pressure washer.
Pressure wash.
Next month I'm starting a thrift store, and you pull my. Okay, let me stop. Okay, Don told me to stop. Don, yes. I'm gonna stop, Don.
Everybody breathe in.
Praise the Lord, I'm free. No longer bound.
No more chains holding me.
Okay. Listen,
all right, we've been silly.
we are very silly with each other. That's the reason why we have this chit chat girlfriends edition, because we just let you guys into some of our conversations. We laugh all day long. And so if you guys felt that these red flags was good, next week we're coming back with covenants
to be announced.
We
gotta talk. Don't say nothing.
Nichelle, stop it. Nichelle. She's talking about I'm allergic to broke men.
Listen.
And so thank you. God, listen, you guys blessed us on the night. Those numbers was good all night long. Y'all comments make us laugh. Y'all make us keep going. So next week, Fred said to be continued, but I really want to talk about
to be announced. To be announced.
But I really want to talk about the illegal covenants, because I think a lot of times but there's a whole bunch of more red flags. There's so many more red flags. Y'all tell us one that we didn't talk about, and we're gonna close out. Tell us one that we didn't.
What's your email? Email the doctor and tell her what you
what
guys
y'all
want to hear from
about.
us.
That's
what
good.
You want us to talk about, and understand we are going to be transparent. I know
we are. Yes,
I listen
100%, because it's my show and I can do that, right? And I believe that I can give you guys my transparency. Listen, I survived a bad marriage. I survived a divorce. I survived losing not one home, not two homes, but 3 homes. I survived so much, and I believe that what I survived can be a testimony or a testament to somebody else of what not to do. I think sometimes we tend to feel like people, how you gonna minister to me when you failed your marriage? Well, the things that I failed in are the things that I could tell you what not to do. And so you gotta tend to look at people and be able to see. There's so much between the two of us that we could share with you guys. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Valinda. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Nichelle. Thank you to Tashika. Thank you, Latoya. You guys kept us going. Heidi, that's my girl. And so we want to share with you guys just little things that maybe we have experienced in our lives that we can help. And we got some big things coming up individually, separately. But we are friends for real. And so whatever my girl do, I support her. Whatever she does, whatever I do, she supports me. And so we're coming together because I believe together we can collectively make some things happen, right? And so I want you guys to definitely stay tuned, because we'll be announcing some things, and some of the things that we're telling you guys about, we got some stuff coming up that's going to be able to help you to just not just hear a conversation about it, but we'll be able to help walk you through some of those times. So we had a great time tonight, girl.
Yes, I laughed.
We did. One thing we're going to do, we're going to laugh. Even we don't
laugh. With tears run down our eyes some seasons. Listen.
Listen, it was some late night phone calls when you fall asleep on the phone with your friend.
Listen, come on.
Okay, listen. And so we want to share again. So I love what she said. Let me put my email in here, y'all. Inbox dialogue with the doctor. Right?
Inbox dialogue with the doctor. Tell us what you want us to chit chat about.
Right. And say, hey, this is what, or y'all can put it in the comments, whatever. Tell us some things that you guys want to hear us talking about. Tell us some people that y'all might want to see us bring on. We're open to it. Or if you want to be a guest, we'll talk to you. Right, Fred? We'll talk to you. You got some tips? Come on, Michelle. Don't play with it. I'll bring you on. We'll bring Michelle on. If you got some tips, you don't play with it, because we love it. Because I think it's a time for us as women to communicate and talk about. Because if I can share what I have survived, and this woman, listen, if she share her complete testimony, and I believe one day she will, it's going to bless a whole nation.
My Jesus.
From physically, emotionally, everything that she has survived. She is a testimony walking, right? And so when you look at us and you see the makeup and you see the bundles and you see all that, listen, you said it in the beginning. I don't look like what I've been through, but I came out.
I'm
about to have a breakfast fit. Right. So listen, we're gonna get ready to close out. We've been on here. We've been on here an hour and 44 minutes.
Oh, I'm going. I got to go to sleep, woman of God.
Oh, y'all play so much. Michelle, we're gonna bring you on now. What you want to talk about? You say you got some tips. Because Michelle is a businesswoman, so I definitely want to have a business, entrepreneur segment. She does an amazing job. Let me tell you something. That woman of God is so blessed. I'm gonna tell you why she's blessed. She gives, and when she gives secretly. She don't talk about it. She is such a giver, and she is. When I say amazing, friend, Michelle is something. Listen, I can never be jealous of what she has because I know she paid the cost to have it. And so definitely join us back next week. If y'all see a sign say we might not be on that week, don't be mad. We'll be mad, right? We're gonna stay consistent.
You know, life be life.
But we're gonna stay consistent this time. But I also want to definitely extend prayers to South Florida. Right.
Yes.
We have lost some amazing men of God throughout this region. And I definitely want us collectively to send prayers to those families. Apostle Willie Powell, I believe Pastor A.D. Lanier out of Miami, and then Apostle Keith Robinson. So we've lost some great men. And so let's continue to extend prayers throughout this region for those that are grieving. Listen, man, for us to come on here tonight and laugh is a good thing, because this has been a heavy week, especially as intercessors and prophetic mantles. This season has been hard. And so we wanted to just give y'all guys some little tips tonight about red flags. And we pray that you heard something tonight that's going to help you. Now, don't go home and start beating that man over the head. Now,
don't do it, man. Don't go home and be nice, man. Get a man.
Be nice. Let the Lord give you wisdom, right? Because I believe that with wisdom, we're able to, turn the hearts of those that we love. And I ain't saying go break it off and quit nobody, right? But love on the people.
And so I know divorce papers now.
Right. Nah. Any last words, friend?
I enjoy you.
No divorce papers? Somebody said.
I said, don't go home and sign no divorce papers. Don't go buy no divorce papers. Talk about you was listening to the chit chat. We did not say that.
We did not tell nobody to divorce. I am accountable to Kingdom Business Worship Center, right? Okay, so please.
Cheryl Lee Powell.
Please, ma'am. Please, sir. I don't want to get in trouble. But any closing remarks?
I just had a good time. Anytime we get together, we have a great and amazing time. We laugh. And so I'm just excited about what's to come. I'm excited about what God is doing this new season that I'm in. And, I really enjoyed this. It was definitely needed. And so ladies, holla at my girl. Let her know what you want to hear from us.
Michelle said she need a review. She said give her the red flags. One was alcoholism, drug addiction.
Michelle, this lady, okay, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Okay, real quick. I did not tell you to get an alcoholic.
You did tell me to get an alcoholic and a drug addict.
I told you to have some grace.
Have some grace.
You don't know what's wrapped up in that alcohol and drugs, right?
A problem.
Violent displays, mismatch relationship goals. You got to be on the same page, right? Persistent jealousy and distrust, a history of infidelity, a controlling nature, too many stories about crazy exes, no friends. Now that was a big one for me, because when a man don't have friends, he try to take up all my time. They give you all of their time, and they smother you with all their time. Lack of emotional intimacy, gaslighting, love bombing, and breadcrumbing. Hey, don't bring me no breadcrumbs. Give me the whole loaf. I'm over that. Forget that. But we'll definitely come back. Maybe we'll do red flags part 2 because there was still a whole bunch more that we didn't deal with tonight. We'll know. We'll let you know. So stay tuned for what's coming with Chit Chat, me and my girlfriends edition. We coming back to you soon. We absolutely love y'all and appreciate you. There's so many shows that you could be on, but you decided to be with us tonight, and so we love you. To be continued. We'll be back. I'm saying next week, but y'all pray for us that we be consistent in the season.
Yes.
In the season. And you know that because there are a lot of funerals and a lot of things going on. But
not a lot of
if you stay, she said, yes, please. Becky, we're gonna be, y'all pray that we be consistent this year. Let's be consistent.
Pray that life don't be lifing like it's been lifing. So.
We are overcomers.
That's it.
by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. All right.
Hallelujah.
And we stayed on here for almost 2 hours. We sorry, guys. We're gonna keep that.
We're gonna go.
Shorter. Thank y'all for tearing with us. We love you guys, and we will see you soon. Good night.
Good night.